Hi everyone, it's Natalie here, and today we're going to be talking about all things marketing for your online nutrition coaching business. I'm going to be talking about platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, even a little bit of YouTube, and how to use these platforms effectively to attract ideal clients. All right, I want you to stick around to the end of this video. This is something I've never shared before in any of my YouTube videos, so it's definitely something you want to stick around to the end, and it's also something where I'm going to reveal kind of my step-by-step process for creating compelling content, right, and stuff like that. Before we get into this video today, I am excited to announce the free one-to-one consult with me is officially open for the Grow Your Impact program. A couple of spots have opened up for that. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to stick around to the end of the video for the full announcement on that. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into our topic today. So the first thing that you need to know before you even create an Instagram business account or Facebook business account or any of these other things that a lot of people get hung up on and caught up on, right? Or creating a logo. People think we got to pick out our branding colors. None of those things are important right now whatsoever. The number one thing that you need to do first and foremost is to research your ideal client. And I don't care if you've been in business for 20 years or you've been in business for 1 month, or if you feel like you are your ideal client. You never want to skip this step. I personally do this step all the time. I'm constantly doing this step because that's how you're able to do all the other things in marketing effectively. That's how you'll get people actually reaching out to you like, oh, this email really spoke to me, or yada yada really spoke to me, so I really wanted to speak to you to figure out if you could help me, right? The only way that you're going to get people to do that is if you do this first step well. So what are some couple of different things that you should research? Right? One, you need to know their language. And each kind of niche, right, has their own language. And they have a way that they talk about different topics. And it's probably different than how you speak about topics, because how you speak about topics is kind of like nutrition speak. Right? We talk about, your relationship with food and body. And these aren't always terms that your ideal clients use. They might resonate with other things such as binge eating or emotional eating instead of relationship with food. So the first thing you want to do is actually find out their language. Find out how they talk about the issues they're facing. Find out how, what they call different things and what problem they're really, really looking to solve and what's at its root. Right? Because sometimes things like weight loss has more to do with confidence than it does the actual, weight coming off. Weight coming off, yes, is very, very important to them, but it could also be these other surrounding different issues that are also a problem for them. And you need to do research on that. And the best way to do that is to actually go look at, YouTube videos or Instagram posts that are in your niche, and don't look at the post itself. Look at the comments. And if the comments are different people that are your ideal client, look at how they talk about their problem. Look at how they say different things. And use that language and mirror that language back to them. And they're going to feel like you really understand them. Because you do understand them. You just have that nutrition speak that's kind of getting in the way. All right? Next thing that I would recommend looking up about your ideal client is kind of what I touched on earlier, is what is the deep-rooted problem? What do they truly want to solve? This has to be clear. This can't be, reach my nutrition goals. What are your nutrition goals? What are their nutrition goals? What do they want to accomplish? Is it fertility? Is it that they want to have more longevity? Is it that they want to optimize their nutrition for performance? What do they want? And you want to get clear on this. Don't just say, I help you with your nutrition and fitness goals. That's not going to cut it when it comes to marketing and really capturing your audience, right? And getting them to take action. showing that you understand their situation. And so you really want to do a lot of research here as well. Okay, one thing that I personally do is I have a whole folder and I call it my ideal client archive, and I essentially fill it up with different stuff that I see different places, and I make different notes about what, just the language that my niche uses, right? And it's very, very effective for whenever I have to go back and I have to do anything for marketing. I have this whole file about everything about my niche, and that's something you should be doing for yourself as well. Now, if you're currently in multiple niches, right? Or if you're currently thinking, oh, I want to be able to market to everyone, then what you're going to want to do is go below in the description, and I have a video on how to pick a niche without limiting yourself, how to do this effectively. And I'm going to talk about in that video why having a niche is actually very, very effective for marketing and drawing in more clients. All right, so if that's you, go check out that video as well. So the second thing you're going to want to do is get your face online. What do I mean by that? I mean, don't just take photos, right, of food, or don't just use, some sort of stock photo that you got off of, some sort of stock photo website and think that that's the best way to connect with your ideal client. It is not, all right? You are not a cookbook, okay? You're not selling a cookbook. Unless you are, that's cool. But then this is for online nutrition coaches. You could have a cookbook, but that's not the main thing that you should be selling if this video pertains to you, right? So here's the thing, is that people don't connect with food, all right? They might think, oh, that food looks delicious, but what they're gonna connect more with is you. Because you should be, I like to say this, you should be the idealized version of your client, all right? That's what you should be, and that's what you should be portraying. You should be what they want to be. And they're going to connect with your story as long as you relate it to the journey that they're probably going through. All right? And so where do you show up online with your face? In photos. Take photos of yourself. Okay? Take photos of yourself. It's going to be some food. Take some photos of yourself with the food. Okay? Take some photos of yourself. Let's say you really like to go to yoga, or you really like to go to the gym, or you're just out with friends. People want to connect with you. That's the thing about social media and using social media as a platform to actually attract clients, is people want to connect with you. So how should you get your face online? Couple of things. There's different ways. Personally, I do a couple of these. I don't do all of these. You can have just your Instagram posts. So I'm going to put Instagram/Facebook posts, right? And there's photos of you. Stories. Going live, right? YouTube is a great platform for this as well. And people are going to connect most with you if you're actually in it, right? Here's the thing, is what differentiates you from your competition is, one, that you get results, and two, that people feel like they actually connect with you, that they like you as a person. And the only way to do that is to actually show up, right? And if you're kind of worried about this because you don't like to put yourself out there, one tip that really, really helped me and helped me get over this fear is that I realized I wanted to help people more than I was scared of getting on the camera and people seeing my face. And so every time that I show up in one of these forms, right, you can do this in Facebook groups, you can do a myriad of different ways of showing up, LinkedIn posts, LinkedIn articles, that's another thing. Let's put that there. Those are also good. But I realized for myself that by showing up, I was serving my client. And that was really important to me because I wanted to be able to give people value. And I wanted to actually help people. And so if your goal is to grow your impact, right, and you want to impact people's lives and you want to make a difference, then show up for them if it's scary for you. And this is a great way to do it. You want people to actually connect with you. So you being in it is important. People want to connect with you, right? And it should always be, though, about whenever you show up, it's about the client. And what I mean by that is that if we share our story, it's about showing the client that we understand them. If we're posting something that we experienced during the day, it's because it's a story that's helpful for the client. Okay, so anytime you think about posting any of these things, your first question shouldn't be to ask yourself, hey, do I feel like posting this? But instead it should be, hey, would this help the ideal client that I want to work with? And that's the first and foremost thing that you should always be thinking about. The next thing that you want to do is create content that does two things. So what do I mean by content? I mean blog articles. I mean YouTube videos. I mean videos on Instagram. I mean mini trainings that you do on Instagram. I mean, some sort of Facebook video that you post to Facebook. Any kind of longer form content where the total purpose is actually to provide value to your ideal client. So you should be doing two things with those videos. So the first thing you want to be doing is, and I know this is going to sound simplistic, but I don't see very many people do it, so I'm still going to post this, is actually solve a problem. And I know this might go against what you think, because a lot of people are like, well, they should pay me to get my advice. Well, yeah, that might be true. Absolutely. Okay. But this is also, I sometimes hear this coming from people who are also charging lower prices because they want to be able to help everybody. Well, guess what? If you create valuable content, you can help people that might not be able to afford your services. And then you can provide something where you really, really help people get amazing results with what you actually offer to people to buy. Okay. So first of all, actually solve a problem. Okay? Don't just post some sort of kind of like not helpful content. Like, let's say, you post something about and this is something I see a lot. What's a calorie? A calorie is a unit of energy. People aren't trying to become a dietitian or a nutritional therapist. They're not trying to become that. All right? They don't want to become that. They want to solve a problem. So if you solve one of their smaller problems, right, that you see that they have in a piece of content, this builds an enormous amount of trust. And it also, positions you as an authority, and it gets people to keep coming back for more, more, more. It brings them into your sphere. And then what starts happening is you're going to eventually have these people start, maybe messaging you like, hey, I want to know what it would be like to work with you. Hey, I've been having these issues. Do you think I could talk to you about that? And then guess what's happening? You're having people actually want to become your clients based on value that you're providing. So what's actually solving a problem? Okay, instead of a calorie as a unit of energy, let's say you deal with endurance athletes. And so what you do to actually solve a problem is talking about, carb loading, or let's say you're more on the macro side, actually using macros. I'm not sure what your approach is, but look at what their problem is that they're facing. Are they not having enough energy? Maybe do they think that they can just cut out all carbs and still be an endurance athlete, but maybe that's not the best option for them. Actually solve that problem. And actually identify it and solve it. And when you do that in content, it's magical what happens. Next thing that it should actually do is position your offer as the solution. Okay, we're kind of running out of room. But what I mean by this, let's go over here, is remember back in number 1 when I asked you all to research what their problem was and what's the overarching problem. And what I mean by that is, what transformation are they looking to make? What's the full transformation? And so you want to think about this as this is their current self. Okay, this is their current self. And over here is their desired self. And they want to be able to get there. Well, when you position your offer and your content as the thing that gets them there, and then we have a call to action, not every single time, okay? This is something key here. Not always, but sometimes. Then what happens is then you get people saying, hey, I want to become your client. I want you to help me. right? And so that's what you really want to do in your content and your marketing as well. That's super, super powerful. So I hope this video was helpful for you all. If it was, be sure to like, comment below if you want me to talk about Instagram next. Do you want me to talk about using Facebook to get clients, LinkedIn to get clients? What do you want to hear about next? Be sure to comment that below. And if you like this video, subscribe. I put out new videos every single Friday, so you can expect more of these, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when it's up. Also, in regards to the free one-to-one consult, this is for people who are tired of feeling like they're trying to do all these different things, but it feels like maybe that they're trying to sort this big, giant, tangled thing, and they just want to know, hey, what's the path? I want to be here. Can you tell me the path? And they want to actually just follow a roadmap, follow a plan, and start getting clients straight away, right? And build the type of business that they've always wanted online. And if that's you, and you're ready to actually move forward and you're not in the thinking stage, right? You're actually in the stage of, I want to take action, I want to get results, I want to grow my impact, then this is for you, okay? If you fit that description, be sure to go below and click on the link below and fill out an application to see if you're accepted for one of those free-to-one consults. All right, thank you all, and I'll see you all next Friday.